Welcome to
Hey.
Hi. How's everyone doing?
You know, we are. How you doing? What's your love?
Y'all look like y'all been getting some sun.
I have.
Jarvis, are you braiding your invisible hair? Is that what happened?
Jarvis, you're doing your 2 strands. Yes.
Come on, Inches.
Stroking this yaki, honey. Stroking this yaki for the camera. Yes.
What products you using?
Okay.
Got them Corona braids in.
That's that Nigerian hair.
You little pink oil moisturizer.
Let Jasmine do her intro.
My bad. Go, Jess. I'm gonna go mute.
But we do have to follow up where Toddy got that Nigerian hair from.
Right?
From the store.
Oh, it's so 1997. This whole thing. Okay. So anyway, we came up with this idea for all of us to meet up Thursday nights during this quarantine for COVID-19 for us to chat, talk about life, talk about how we're dealing with everything. So we all went to college together, but we're going to kick it off and talk about how we all met. And I'm going to start. So I met Kristin when I was moving in the first day at Georgetown. My dad and brother, I think, helped her move her bed or something like that in her room. And we were super tight ever since then. And I met Nardos. I'm not sure how we initially met, but the most memorable moment was me coming to her room to pick something up. And she was coming down the hallway in a towel because you have those like group shower situations in college. And I was like, hey, girl, you got those notes? So that's how that went. Who's next?
Oh,
Kristin.
Hey y'all, this is Kristin. I met Jeralisa. I think Jeralisa, I met you at, girl, I think I met you in the library, if I'm not mistaken. Jasmine, I met you the same time.
Yeah, you're right.
And you were super sweet. I think Jarvis introduced us, if I'm not mistaken. And then a few days later, you called me and you came over to my room and you were like, hey girl, can I come over and watch Martin? And I was like, sure. I was like, I'm studying for a test, but that's fine. So you're like, that's no problem. I'm not gonna bother you. So I was studying for my test. And then you watched your episodes of Martin and then you were like, you got your computer and you were like, bye girl, see you later. We did. Yes.
That sounds about right. Yeah. I mean, no opposition here.
So, Jerry, how did you meet somebody in the group?
I met Jarvis in the library. I met him. He was right. I met him outside of VCW. I was going to the library. I used to always see him go to the library, and I just thought he was a very studious student. Like, I was just like, you was so, like, on it. Like, I need to be like you. And little did I know he had nothing in that backpack. Like, nothing.
You lying. That backpack was stacked.
Jarvis, that backpack had, like, one piece of paper in there and one pen.
Look, I was writing an essay.
Oh my God. He has put the wool over my eyes. Like, he ain't studying nothing.
Acting.
Nothing but socializing, the art of socializing. And then he put me on, and that's how I met Kristin and Jasmine, because socializing. Yeah.
Look, second floor was popping.
Library.
Club Loud.
Club Loud.
What was the name of that coffee shop on the second floor?
Midnight Mug.
Midnight Mug.
Mm-hmm.
That was a Midnight Mug.
But wait, is it my turn? Okay. Who did I meet? I met Morgan, Community Scholars, of course. Had to be like the very first day that we were there, first or second day. And you was on the basketball team. So I was like, oh, they must be famous or something, because like all the basketball players famous. Oh my God. Will you be my friend? And no, they were riding dives already. I think y'all were already in like summer training or some shit, and we never saw y'all. But yeah, that's where I met Morgan.
Oh, those meetings in the basement that we used to have.
Nice.
Them dang meetings. Lord.
I already knew where everything was.
I did.
32 minutes. And he was telling me where the library was, where you can get food. And everybody was like, your name is? I thought she was one of the RAs, but she wasn't.
She's giving campus tours.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I need to be her friend because around here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she was dang near handing out IDs. I was like, oh,
Wow. That's new. All right. Well,
that's how I met Toddy.
love you. So who I'm gonna go with? I'm gonna go for Dej, because Dej, Dej used to save my life out here in the sciences. So Dej was like my first science friend at Georgetown. And we were already struggling. We were in there with Nardos and India until y'all wasn't. That's very true.
I was like, where
Wait. I was in my feelings, so I'm just gonna let you. And then y'all didn't want to join my little group I had, GU Maps or whatever. But it's okay. I still got love for y'all. But yeah, Dej was my lifesaver. She was my go-to person for everything. In the sciences. We lived in Hartman, so it just kind of made it a little easier to go to. And she stuck out the sciences. I think you're the only one on this call.
I think it's just me.
So we still
throw it out there, Toddy. Let the people know.
Toddy was hurt, y'all.
I was so
they didn't stay in it, but
You left me.
But I still love him. No.
She came back.
It's like a Tyler Perry place.
You guys all in the NHS?
No, we were in the college, in the biology department, or me and Toddy were.
Yeah, I just have some of my electives were in the
NHS. Yeah, Toddy acting like she was looking out for people. Like, no, you weren't. No, you weren't. Don't act like you people out. That's it.
Yes.
If y'all had joined GU Maps,
exactly.
You might have seen how she could have looked out for you.
I got a lot of money for y'all to be great.
And look, first off, we're not going to act like we stopped doing it because I failed out. So we're not going to act like, all right? Second off, what we
Nobody
not
say
gonna
that.
do is sit on this call and acting like just because we left this pre-med thing don't mean we successful. PhD student over here, don't play me. Don't do it.
Aren't you very proud of yourself, too?
I'm proud
Dr.
of
Michelle, honey.
You're doing great.
It's Dr. Michelle.
It's my turn.
Oh, excuse us.
I have no idea how I met India. I don't remember at all. But one day we decided that we were going to be roommates. And I remember thinking, she can really sing and she's really beautiful. And we're going to be in our room all day, every day, just singing all the time.
And a fantasy, honey.
Right now, Deji, sing right now. Bust out something real quick.
My vocal cords are a little dry because of the tequila.
Hell.
I was ready for a song.
I'm trying to get moved by the spirit.
But maybe a little later in Jarvis's directed, he's got the whole world challenge.
Yes, God.
Stop the whole world.
Don't we have half of the Black acapella group on here?
Yeah.
you got a
I
good
remember
more than half.
her.
That's like half of
One,
One,
two.
two,
Morgan is an
What am I
honorary
saying?
member.
Honorary
Andrew is an
Morgan.
honorary member. Heidi is an honorary member.
I used to videotape things. I used to tape things. Those are my friends. Ooh.
Just like y'all, you know.
Y'all remember going to Joe Biden's house? If you remember, you remember. I ain't gonna bring it up, but if you
Yes.
remember, you
Oh,
remember.
yes.
I wasn't there,
Stairs. That's real, Jarvie.
but I heard the
I'm
story.
done. That ain't on the list. I'm sorry, Jazz. That ain't on the
Edit
list.
that out, please.
If you remember, you remember. Oh, I was mad. Anyway, let's go. Let's keep going. My bad. India, it's your turn, girl.
Playing beautifully, and you have beautiful pictures. I'm acting like beautiful
I'm
pictures.
messy as hell, Nardos. You right.
Okay, so who's left?
As long as you don't say their name, you can talk about them. But
No,
liability.
we're not gonna.
Oh,
Drew, did someone introduce you?
Oh, it's Bessie.
I'm like always looking for
No, India, you got to say how you met Andrew. And
Okay.
Andrew gonna say how you met
How did I meet
Jasmine.
Drew. Okay.
you don't know how you met?
Right. Let me get the sanctified version. Go on,
Oh, I mean, no.
Minute.
13.
Alpha
I
Street.
think
You met him at Alpha
first
Street.
time I
girl.
met Drew was in St. William. I think it was. Yeah, gospel choir. Drew.
For the first time we had a conversation was walking back from a Hoya Saxa party. One of those little shingles.
For your court.
That's it.
Hoya Court. That's right.
The whole sack party.
Yeah, that was a good night. That was a real good night.
Mhm. Had a lot of fun.
Had a lot of fun. And there
If
was
you're on my Facebook, there might be pictures.
You need to delete all of those. All of them.
You know, through the years, it's surprising how many people have been untagging themselves.
You and that damn camera. Jesus.
All your court parties were epic.
Sorry, go ahead, India, because
Yes.
you
Kristin?
remember Drew the jar of pineapples?
No, that was my 20th birthday. And we're not.
That was.
I mean, all right. We did not go over the ground rules of what we will not.
got it.
All right. Let's stop this recording real quick. There are certain things. There are certain places we are not going to revisit.
Okay, that was a different night anyway.
That was a special night.
So since then, me and Drew have been hanging close, hanging tight.
Yeah.
Always a great friend, always in my corner, always there to support and encourage. And I'm grateful to still be his friend after all these years.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's so touching. That's very sweet. I like you best of all of them. I met.
Wow.
I met Jasmine.
Oh, we hear you.
I met Jasmine. I didn't meet Jasmine maybe until sophomore year, and it was likely through Kristin, because Kristin and I were in a show on campus together. But I was aware of Jasmine beforehand because she was. I thought she was an upperclassman. She had a very commanding presence, like back when.
Fluff it up.
No. It was at
so just go and fluff it up.
No, it was at a Hoya. You know when the Hoya newspaper said all that racist stuff about for their April Fool's Day issue?
Oh, the town hall.
Mm-hmm. It was out that town hall, and Jasmine came with the suggestion to shut him down or something like that. Really revolutionary, just very. And I said, "Oh, look, that's good. That's an idea. Get him."
I like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I met Jasmine through Kristin. I think that's the way that it makes sense.
That's right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And I'll just
Is that
close that part of my
everybody?
segment out by saying, Drew, some of the most memorable things about you for our senior year with that disposable camera. No, not the disposable camera. that was our last reunion when you had that disposable
That was
camera.
the reunion.
It was.
True. It's 2017, sweetheart.
But those pictures came out so good, though. Did you see them later?
They are very.
Where's one of them? You were getting in my
Yes.
room.
It took about a year for him to print them.
Look at that.
That's so
Oh,
sweet. Look at us.
I have y'all hanging in my room, so
Oh.
Also, Drew, y'all remember Drew gave us those keychains with the picture from Georgetown Day? You did that too.
No, I didn't
Yes.
get
Oh, I
one.
got one.
Yeah, I have mine.
Oh,
You
I
forgot
got
me,
one.
Andrew.
Oh no.
Me too. I didn't get one either.
I always keep mine in my wallet.
I got one, Jess.
You lived with me, Andrew. I didn't get one.
you probably threw it away.
First of all, I don't throw things away. I try not.
I
to.
know. I've been to your house.
First of all, what you not?
Mute Andrew. Andrew. Oh, the shade is
Wow.
thick in these streets, honey.
Wow.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm stone cold sober too.
Andrew, you're not the host. You're not the host
yes,
tonight.
it's-
You're not the host.
It's Lent. That's your thing you're giving up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is this nonsense?
My goodness.
Let's gears real fast. Because I don't know, between the pineapple and lamb, I don't know. Going. But let's just talk about where everyone lives, because everyone lives around the country. So and how you're dealing with the quarantine. I'm living in Chicago, well, outside of Chicago. I work in Chicago. I live in Plano, Illinois. And we are not on a curfew yet, but we definitely have a stay-in-place order from our governor. So I've been working from home for about 2 weeks now, trying to limit going to stores. Social distancing is real. Like in the supermarket, people see you coming down the same aisle and they like shoot to the next aisle. Like, you got that aisle. You got it. So just trying to keep my distance from people and stay healthy because it's getting crazy out here. Anybody else? Yeah. Jarvis?
Well, as y'all know, I'm in New York City, in Manhattan, and New York City has the most confirmed cases than anyone. And my news alert just said that the U.S. has more confirmed cases than any other country. But I think there's like a 8 p.m. curfew, but you know, New Yorkers, they don't care. So people are on the streets all time of the day and night with their children and their mamas. But yeah, everybody is encouraged to stay in. No meetings more than 10. I think there was something new. There was like no meetings more than 2. So I've been in the house for 4 days. So yeah, only going out for essentials.
Okay.
I am in Greenville, South Carolina. Nobody is really taking it seriously down here, just on a community level. But we do have a city curfew and the schools are out. I wish that people would take it more seriously. My life has been personally affected by coronavirus. My stepmom is in the hospital now, fighting against it. She tested positive last Saturday, and we found out that she likely contracted it on the day that we all had a family dinner. So my quarantine actually just officially ended yesterday. So it's been a couple of weeks of just being in the house and working from home. I've been doing that for a couple of weeks now, and we'll be doing that just as a company-wide policy for the next few weeks. Our parent company is based in Chicago, so they're taking this very seriously. That's why we're working from home. Other than that, you know, weathering it just like everybody else.
Prayers up for your stepmother.
Gotcha. Anybody else want to jump in? Kristin, how are you dealing with it and where are you living?
I'm in Atlanta right now. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think we're at like one of the 10th largest states to have a corona outbreak at this point. there's a curfew that's been in place for the last week and a half. The city of Atlanta is, they declared a state of emergency, so they're in full lockdown mode. I'm in Atlanta, but I'm in a county right outside of it called South Fulton. So we have a curfew where you have to be in your house between 9 p.m. and 7 a.m. But same, grocery stores are still open, gas stations, any essential places, essential items you need. Restaurants are closed down other than you can go in for takeout. And, but yeah, just been self-isolating with my parents for the last week and a half. And just dealing with that, but still, still getting a lot of sunshine. You can still ride around, which is nice. I will say though, they haven't closed all of the parks in the city of Atlanta, and there's a really large park called Piedmont Park in the heart of Midtown. And I rode around there yesterday, and it was like straight up spring break. Like a lot of people were not honoring social distancing. People were out picnicking, biking, doing a lot of different things. So I think it's important for people to be respectful of self-isolation and social distancing. But yeah, so that's been my experience thus far.
Okay. Nardos girl, where are you living and how are you dealing?
Yeah, I'm in downtown Silver Spring, Maryland. Shut up, Andrew.
What was that like? Are you fancy lean back? Was that that way?
Downtown? You in one of them high rises?
Actually, yeah, I live on the 12th floor of one of them.
All right, PhD.
Mm-hmm. Anywho, social distancing has been interesting. I work for a nonprofit, so I get to work at home, and it's by being a natural introvert, like it doesn't affect me as terribly as I see it affect extroverts. So this is week 3 of working at home, practicing social distancing. And then looking outside, I would say that most people around here are taking it seriously. Montgomery County has the most cases in Maryland right now with 160 something, might even be more now. But yeah, it's been interesting to see people really honor that for the most part. Even, people going to the grocery store, there is like, you can see people being very cautious around each other. So yeah, it's been, for lack of better words, it's been nice given the circumstances. Yeah, it's been all right.
I follow up since I'm in the same county as Nardos. I'm in North Bethesda, Maryland.
Richard.
Oh, gee. Anyways, yeah, it's been interesting. Everybody over here is taking it seriously, considering I wouldn't be surprised if it's like my area, if they like did like internal to the county and the areas in the county who has the highest number of cases. I would not be surprised if it's like North Bethesda, Chevy Chase, Potomac, like where I live at, because of the population of people who live over here and they travel. So I wouldn't be surprised. But it's been interesting to say the least. I live with my husband, my 60-year-old brother, and my 23-year-old brother is here. So trying to be in this kind of small space with all of them has been slightly rough. We're trying to stay sane. What I will say is I think the most difficult thing is just space, because I have to work. Working for the university, things are shifting every single day. There's a new piece of information about students and what we need to do for them. And, their lives are shifting. And I'm like, our lives are shifting too. Like, so kind of thinking about what does it look like for staff care and for faculty care as we are transitioning through this space. So I've been home for about 3 weeks. I was sick the week before this all started. So now, so it's feel like it's almost a month for me being home. And sometimes I find myself having a moment where I'm like, I don't know if this is the extrovert in me or just being inside, where I'm just like, okay, it's gonna be all right. Calm down, go get a glass of wine, bring it back together. yeah, gotta stay ready. But yeah, and also just, having a kid who's in high school and his school is out until April 24th, it's daunting to think about. Like I'm like homeschooling and trying to be the best teacher, sister, caring person I can be. But even sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough, which is also tough to get through. So everybody is taking this social distancing seriously. People are outside walking their dogs, but they are very serious about this 6 feet. Like, don't even try to like say, hey. People are smiling at you like, that's literally their expressions. When you're walking by in the grocery store, they're literally scraping the aisle so they're not touching you. So and on the checkout, the self checkout, they've literally every other 2 self checkout ones are available. So I'm happy that they're taking it seriously. But it's been interesting.
Well, I'm also in Maryland, but I'm in Prince George's County, or PG. I'm over not a poor county, just where the Black people are. And I live in my parents' house in Clinton, Maryland. And currently it's me, my parents, my grandmother, and my older sister. And and now, you know what?
Pregnant
We're
pause.
figuring our way through with prayer and without self-medication for the Lenten season. I mean, people here, I'm not sure. I think people are taking it seriously, but I don't think people are very scared of it, I guess. I mean, I know that although streets are a little bit cleared and the grocery stores are not as crowded, I hear people in the park next to my house when I open my window. I went to the grocery store yesterday morning. It wasn't exactly deserted, but everybody had their gloves or face masks on. They only had self-checkout available. Although, I mean, to Toddy's point about how they had, how they spaced it out, they were not spacing it out there. But I think the best thing you can do is try to find a way to manage. And I mean, every now and again, when things become a little bit unmanageable, but I go for a drive in my car, But I've been working home for the past couple of weeks, so it's cabin fever is setting in, going a little stir crazy, but you got to protect yourself and protect others. So certainly trying to abide as much as possible by social distancing and self-isolating and quarantine and everything.
Okay. I just wanted to switch to stress relievers because I know that came up a couple of times. India, how are you dealing with relieving stress during this time?
Yeah, so this is actually my first week at home. So cabin fever hasn't set in yet, but I'm trying to establish a routine every day. So I get up at a certain amount of time. At a certain time, I still go to bed at a certain time just to make sure that my body is in a regular routine. When it's nice outside, I definitely try to go for a walk, but that social distance thing still applies. So I dang near walk in the street when I'm passing by people, just to make sure that the little corona droplets don't fall on me. But indoors, what I've been doing some reading. And then my big project now is, have you guys heard of Marie Kondo?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So I am reorganizing all my drawers, everything in my house. I have about 3 trash bags full of donations that I'm going to give away. So I've been spending a lot of time just going through items for donation.
That's cool.
Nice. That's very good. Very, very good. What about you, Jerry? How are you dealing with everything stress relief wise? Oh, we can't hear you, Jerry.
Bad. Got you. Can you hear me now? Yeah. I have to go into work. So, yeah, I mean, I mean, my students aren't there, but so it's a lot of coloring. Coloring is a very good stress reliever. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of Uno being played. Yeah, and then I come home and do the same thing. So yeah, it's cool. I honestly, not too much has changed. That's kind of sad, but yeah, I go to work and I come home. I might hang out with one or two other people. That's it.
Oh, things not changing. That's not necessarily.
Hold up. Who are those two other people?
You don't know them.
I don't know them. Who is it? Tell me, girl. Tell me.
Lola
Okay.
and my coworker, Poindexter. You seen her?
Those sound like real names.
Right.
Huh? Yeah.
Stay safe though.
Yeah. And I split my time between North Carolina, but it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing happening down there either. So
Morgan,
that's it.
Huh?
Morgan, how are you dealing with stress relief?
I
What
went
are your
out
strategies?
shopping. So I done bought 4 pair of shoes.
Hi, money.
I done
I
bought.
feel you.
So I don't think I'm doing too well.
Retail.
Yeah,
Leave it.
no, but for real, it's been weird. You know, I'm used to being around people all the time, especially our girls, and they shut down all of the tournaments. So all of our biggest recruiting weekends have been shut down. So I was on a Zoom call for 3 hours today. I go for a walk in the park. That's across the street. I walk my puppy. I do that all over again. So, yeah. Doing all right. That's it. That's all I got for you.
That was a timely TV slogan that just happened there.
What you say? I ain't quite hear you.
Somebody's background said no pain, no gain.
That's real. I will say, moving forward, because I think about 3 weeks ago, or maybe 4 weeks ago at this point, we had an office happy hour. And this was kind of like at the start, at least for me, of hearing about coronavirus and taking it even more seriously. And I was looking at people and I was watching like how many times they touched their face, like touched their mouth, touched their eyes, touched other things. And I was like, 1, 2, 3. Oh God, Jasmine, stop counting, because then you're gonna have to leave this place. Like it becomes serious. And even when I come in the house, like I have a spray bottle of alcohol. I spray all of my clothes. I take those off. I go get in the shower. Like I'm just thinking of what I'm gonna do moving forward, even beyond like coronavirus, because eventually it will go away, even if it does take a couple of months. But like, I'm sorry, next time I see y'all, I might spray you down with alcohol. I might have Purell in
I was
purse.
Right.
I was
Like,
telling somebody, I was like, I want to have a group reunion when this is over. But we were like, we'll just bring Clorox wipes and Lysol spray and just blow air kisses.
Yeah.
This point,
You know,
Like,
I mean, well, the thing about it, guys, you know, life is gonna go on, and it has to go on as normal, and also too, in terms of just social distancing and people who have anxiety. Like I imagine that their anxiety is now sky high through the roof, so it does have some mental consequences as well in terms of how we will move forward with our lives, and more so than that,
definitely.
how healthy we are, because doctors have already warned us that we are too clean, which makes it a little harder for our bodies to fight off things that they should normally fight off.
Which of us? That's an
I
important
agree with that
distinction.
sentiment.
Well,
But
also,
people are
well,
not
I should
that
say,
clean.
I should say in a certain age group, and for people who don't have underlying health issues.
Jasmine, can you say what type of people you don't think are clean again?
Well, I feel like the hand washing, it has become like, we used to for certain people. Like, oh my
No,
God.
oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Like, I wipe it
Yes.
down my surfaces regularly. I'm not talking about specifically Andrew.
Yes.
In general, that's what
Before coronavirus even popped off, we had a professor at school who was like, adamant, like public knowledge. He was like, I don't wash my hands. Even after I use the bathroom, I don't wash my hands. Like, he was like adamant about it. He was like, I don't need to. I don't want to. Like, we were like, you can't be sticking your dick fingers all over people's faces and bodies. Like, this is an active profession.
That's
You can't just be touching
that's
people.
being nasty. That's just
Like, you
being
cannot
nasty.
do that. Little ding-a-ling fingers all over
That's
people's
trifling.
Fingers.
I mean, no, but when it first started happening, I used to be staring at people in the restroom while I wash my hands, counting for them.
I think
That's 12. Come back. Those other 8 seconds.
No, I've been doing "Love on Top" as my hand washing song. The chorus. It's
That's
a
my
good
warm
vibe.
up song. When I wake up in the morning and I'm warming up my vocal cords. That's
Really? You warm up every morning to Love on Top? I can stand you.
I do, because there's so much range in that song. Think about it. You start at the
How many
bottom and go to
modulations?
the top.
How many modulations? How many you be doing?
I've never counted how many modulations. I just keep
You
going.
be
till
doing
I
like
can't.
7, don't you? Do it right now. Do it. Go.
Yeah, right now.
No.
DeJoiré, you gotta protect your gift, though. You have to protect your gift.
National treasure.
I do.
So
That's why I don't drink and sing, which is why I won't be doing Jarvis's challenge tonight.
Look, I've been drinking and eating banana pudding and all kind of shit on this call.
y'all singers in the chat, have y'all been singing as a stress reliever? Do you think it is? Will your neighbors be?
Yes. I've been singing everything.
Really?
Have to.
You know
All
what?
the time.
Not that I'm like a singer. One of the things that I'm trying to learn to sing, though, is there's this, it's really dorky, but it's a song from Carmen, the opera, not the hip hopper, the opera, where she does
That's the only one some of us know,
performance.
Andrew.
Not the hip opera. But go ahead.
No, that's something. No, I'm not doing it. But no, I'm just saying, like, as something to get through the day, because not being an opera singer, sometimes it's just like, let me learn something new for the moment, which is not that it will ever be used, but like to keep the mind active as one thing that I've done.
Yeah. I think
Well, I just want to take a pause for the cause and note that we have like 8 bomb singers on this call, and y'all are the bomb. I just want to say it. Perhaps the next call, y'all can give us a little rendition. I can direct or do percussion. Nardos, will you do backup dancing? Are you cool with that?
Okay, Morgan trying to do calculations. Like, wait.
Morgan, you
I
part of
wanna
the 8.
sing.
You part of the 8, Morgan. Just don't.
I'll be.
You too, Toddy, and
Maybe-
Jalisa, and Kristin, and DeJoiré, and India, and Andrew, and me.
I'm not a.
Maybe we could put up on the website, because I still have it, the one of y'all singing "Happy Birthday" to me.
Oh my God.
You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that.
Morgan's like, let
You
me
really
stop.
don't. No.
I thought it was y'all was just showing your talent. The
It
gift.
was cute for Instagram. It was cute for Instagram.
No.
Add it to your reel.
No.
What'd you say, Desiree?
No.
No.
I need that as a gift, though, Dad.
I need that
Your
as my like
birthday-
phone ring.
Your birthday is in, are you August or July? You're a Leo. Which one?
Toddy is August.
I am a Leo. I am. Proud. You are too, Jarvis.
And it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Kristen,
we're the lions.
Morgan, Jarvis,
Yep.
Yes.
What are you? You're a Sagittarius?
me. No, I'm a Capricorn.
I'm a Sagittarius.
Look at that.
The ruling sign.
Jasmine said
we
I.
begin and end the year.
Good Lord.
As the Pisces on the cusp of Aries. That's all I had, but I don't know what it means. But somebody told me.
Wait,
So
I have
it's
a
also
question. Like,
planned
how
for
deep are
group
y'all into
birthday
like zodiac
celebration.
and stuff?
I know all of it.
I'm
You
not.
we don't do that.
That doesn't mean I believe it. I just know all of it.
I'm joking.
Did Andrew throw next up? No.
Andrew's like, no. We don't-
Rebuking,
Trying to
No.
throw
pleading
his
the
holy
blood.
oil at me.
I'm into
No.
it. I think there's something to it.
Oh, really, Jill, the Scorpio?
Yeah, really.
Playing your cards, honey. I know that's right.
Speaking
Right,
of
we all
Carmen
have-
hip hop,
Right.
Oh my God! Speaking of Carmen hip hopper, no one was coming back to.
there's a great scene where they explore the zodiac in it. So
Oh,
Is it?
You remember
All
Beyonce's
right.
song?
what a Beyonce.
I'm not gonna sing it because I'm copyright. Never mind. Have copyright
Beyonce,
She's
issues.
coming for her.
girl,
So.
are you okay for our stuff and things podcast? Yeah, she's at home too right now, Kristin. It's okay.
Who?
Beyonce.
Oh, B.
See,
Say, you know,
Bay.
I do not own the rights to the song.
Beyonce.
We need to ask her what her licensing rate is before we move
know.
forward.
Yes,
Hell
and
no.
we'll sing it for the next one.
Can't none of us afford that but Toddy.
I think the
so.
song was called Signs, though. It was on her first album.
Signs, yeah.
Y'all cute.
No, that's a good one.
Which one?
That's
Yeah.
Signs, because there was like the thing for our next one. Find out what Beyonce said about you in that song.
She
Oh.
said Capricorn over and over and nothing else. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
she
the
just
problem.
ran down the
Ooh,
signs. Capricorn,
And,
Aquarius, Pisces, Aries.
Got to do it
But
at a
notice we
different
were
tune.
first. She said us first.
Morgan know it. Sing it, Morgan.
Right. Houston girl.
Come on, Houston.
You know Morgan know it.
No.
You know, but she did say how she was hurt by each one of them.
Lost off. We can still hear you.
She turned her video
We
off.
can still hear you.
Video off.
Rude.
so,
self.
anything else special y'all want to share before we close it out?
Yeah. The funny thing I've been doing is shopping a lot, just like Morgan. There is a package right there. I've been
That's a
buying.
big ass package. What is that?
That's
It's
huge.
it's a bed frame for my guest bedroom that I haven't put together yet.
That's bedroom.
Put it together.
Oh,
we
my-
can come
my
stay
other
with
bedroom.
Hey, when I come to Greenville. Is
Yes.
that-
It's one of the beds you can stay in. I have a couple guest bedrooms.
Did you buy a
Is
house?
this a house?
It is a house.
Oh,
Well,
Don't
And
tell
there's
us
a
where you live
backyard.
now. But can we get a tour once we log off?
yeah, white people are.
No, there are boxes
Tour.
everywhere.
look at you out
What
here.
am I doing
And
with
all-
my life? She got
when
a
it's-
house and
Way
shit.
you and Jasmine set up. Just be out here. Assy stuff. Just
You
look
know?
up.
And India with that cute living room set.
Is that real? That's
Yeah.
Jasmine.
Look lamp. You know.
Oh my god.
Richness.
Has anybody binged anything?
Ooh.
I binged
Today I
all my
binged the
blocks.
Tiger King.
What is that?
That shit is
I'm gonna watch it.
crazy.
I'm watching that later this
I'm
evening.
on episode 3.
The
Of
tiger?
the Tiger King?
Yeah.
Y'all.
What's
it's
that,
wild.
Netflix?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The
Joe
tiger what?
Exotic, honey.
Maybe I'll take a break from
Oh,
science
exotic.
today and go watch some.
The Tiger
I wouldn't call it a
King.
break, but you should watch it.
I need a break.
Okay.
Science.
I would recommend High Fidelity. It's on Hulu. And if y'all need a
I'm
password,
gonna watch
let me
that
know.
one.
Is that the one
I
with
didn't
Reese
care
Witherspoon
for
and Carrie?
No, that's the one with Zoe
was Zoe-
Kravitz. It's the remake.
I liked it. I thought it was not too hard to understand. It was nice to have on the background while I was working.
Did you watch the original? I think that might make a difference.
No, I have not seen the original.
Okay.
But one of the things that I did think about it was Zoe Kravitz is a lot better at acting than she gets parts for. I thought. No comment,
I don't-
DeJoiré?
I don't think she's a bad actor. I just always feel like she's playing the same person. Like it's always Zoe Kravitz and not a character, you know?
Okay.
Yeah,
That's just.
but you know that's Tiffany Haddish for you.
I mean, I wouldn't say those are the same. You are so rude. Tiffany, Zoe, I love y'all. I do not share the same opinion with Andrew J. Street.
You're so
I
beautiful.
was saying she was really good.
I love both your parents.
Right? Oh, your daddy's sexy. Girl, tell him to call me.
Oh my
Jarvis
God.
D. Matthews at
Holy.
gmail.com. At j_Jarvis_D_Matthews or Twitter, brother_Jarvis.
So when it's kind of like that.
Lenny, hit me up. Because Lenny is my
Come
person.
sing with me, Lenny.
Like,
We can make beautiful harmony.
oof, so
Wow.
beautiful.
But it's just getting past PG now.
Sorry,
I
some of
think
y'all
when
got
Jarvis
jobs to
said
keep.
dick fingers, we passed that.
Look, that man don't wash his hands. Was doing
Ding-a-ling,
things.
ding-a.
Wait, what happened, Jazz?
I don't even know now, Jarvis. I don't even know. And they graduated magna cum laude. I don't know. I don't know where we are, but it is now 7:30 Eastern time. Love you all.
Love you.
Okay, we will chat next week.
Yes.
This has been Nothing Thing.
Hey,
Hey.
love y'all.
Love y'all.
Great talking.
Bye.
Bye.
Record, Toddy.